At just 17, my next guest is changing lives and bringing people together through the power of music. It all began at the start of lockdowns when she decided to host a virtual children's songwriting workshop. It was a smash hit, so she gathered up a bunch of friends to teach music lessons to kids coast to coast. Now she has more than 250 volunteer teachers and 800 students giving and getting lessons, all for free, which is amazing. Let's welcome the creator of Quarantune's 17-year-old Julia. Give it up, everybody! You're spectacular. Like, first of all, what a beautiful thing to do just from the goodness of your heart, but then, you know, it becomes a success and then you get all these people on board for free. Like, that is amazing, because I was that kid that had no money to pay for stuff and would have loved that. So, I mean, how did this all start?
Yeah, no, it's been really, really amazing. And when shelter in place hit, I was devastated because I couldn't do the thing that I love the most, which is practicing with my band and playing music with other people. And I was just really looking for a way to give back to my community and share my love of music. And then, as you mentioned, my mom's friend invited me to teach a songwriting class to a local elementary school. And I signed up to do it, not expecting much, and I capped the class at 5 kids. And then somehow over 40 children signed up for that class. So I had to do a lot of readjusting to my agenda.
That's a lot of reining in children. Wow, that's a lot.
So we split it up into 4 separate classes, but it was still a lot more than I'd expected. And that was really the moment when I realized that there were so many kids looking for something to do right now, looking for a way to keep themselves occupied because they were just getting so restless not being able to leave their houses. And then so many parents also in the same situation, looking for ways to keep their kids out of their hair during the workday. And then on the other end, there were so many teens, just like myself, musicians, who were also bored at home looking for ways to use music to entertain themselves. And yeah, that's how the idea of Quarantunes came to me. And it's just a platform that connects teen musicians with children to provide virtual music lessons.
So what kind of classes does Quarantunes offer?
Yeah, so we currently offer classes in over 20 different instruments, including musical skills like songwriting and music production. And from the beginning, we've really been all about just instilling our love of music into the children and doing whatever makes it the most enjoyable for them. So a little bit different from the traditional teacher. Oh yeah, that's me and my student. I was actually teaching her how to play Stronger, your song, during that lesson.
Well, you have good taste, I'm just saying.
I know. Really, it was helping her learn how to play the piano and sing at the same time.
Which is so hard, and I can't do. Well, I've tried. Jason knows.
It takes a long time. Yeah, it takes a long time. Right.
How much have you raised?
Yeah, so at the beginning, we all wanted to feel like we were actually able to play a part in this whole situation with COVID. And none of us are able to work on the front lines or as first responders. So our kind of way of giving back was to raise money for the CDC Foundation. And after a few months, we raised over $35,000 for the CDC Foundation. Yeah, that was after I think only 3 or 4 months, which was crazy. Wow. And then after that, after we met that goal, we started thinking about, you know, where else our money could be going. And so me and Lisa sat down and we're doing a lot of Google searches and looking into different charities. And then we came across the Save the Music Foundation, which we immediately fell in love with because they have an extremely aligned mission with ours. And their mission is to sponsor music programs in low-income public schools. And we actually thought it would be a really cute full circle moment because a really, really large percentage of our teachers got their very first exposure to music in a public school, and that's when they really just fell in love with it. So we thought it would be really cool to be able to give back and to be the reason why lots of other children get their first exposure to music and possibly fall in love with it like we did.
Yeah, I mean, and well, in public schools, they don't generally have, I'm from a public school, I went to public school, and they don't generally have a lot of the funding to maintain those art programs, so it's really important. Well, we have some of the people who take part in Quarantunes dialing in right now. Let's bring Lisa, one of the teachers, and Tamara, one of the students, into the conversation. So, Lisa, first of all, hello.
Hi. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking to Kelly Clarkson.
I can't believe I'm talking to like girls I would have totally been friends with in high school. I'm like, you're so rad. Y'all are just amazing, or college, whatever. But I just mean like you're just amazing young women. It's impressive. But Lisa, tell us about being a part of Quarantunes.
Thank you so much. I joined Quarantunes in late March, so early quarantine, and Julia reached out to me asking me if she wanted help with, she asked me if I would help her with this idea that she had of connecting teenage musicians with young students, and I absolutely fell in love with this idea. I quickly joined the board and started creating different projects and ways for us to get involved in the larger community, but definitely the most important part of this for me has been being a teacher, and it's truly inspiring for me. I've seen how much music has helped me in terms of my emotional well-being, especially during a time like this. And I've seen my kids grow personally and their emotionally, and I've seen their senses of humor develop. It is so much fun for me, and I'm so lucky to be a part of this organization.
Man, it's amazing, and you're right. Music is very healing, especially if you have a creative heart. You know. Well, Tamara, I want to bring. First of all, I love your dress, and secondly, you're learning a whole bunch of instruments, right? It's not just one, right? What are you learning?
Yeah, I actually did music most of my life. I was born with a music family. Before Quarantunes, I played violin, piano, and I sang. But when I started Quarantunes, I started guitar, drums. Well, I didn't really start drums, but saxophone, and yeah.
Wow. Glad you have that outlet. It's hard being a kid right now. You're not able to get out of your house and you're kind of stuck, and it's a really good outlet, and it's amazing. This whole segment I am in love with. Julia, so you offer tons of classes but also provide kids instruments when you can as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we first got started, we realized pretty quickly that the children that we're really trying to reach are the people that wouldn't be able to sign up for our lessons because they don't have instruments to take them with. And you probably know, but instruments are very expensive, and not many people are fortunate enough to be able to afford them. And so actually me and Lisa got together and we devised the idea of the instrument donation program. And so we came up with this idea of connecting instrument donors, so people that have old instruments lying around in their homes, with instrument recipients, which are people that have wanted to play instruments but wouldn't be able to buy them. And we started spreading the word, publicizing the program, and immediately we just got such a flood of interest on both sides, but specifically just so much generosity coming from the donor side. I was so astounded.
That's really cool, and it just shows you like people want to help. They just don't know where or how sometimes, you know. And here at the Kelly Clarkson Show, we love what Quarantunes is all about. It's magical, and we all believe that music heals. Especially, there's a lot of musicians here. So some of the members of my band, y'all, they have something to share. So let's start with our music director, Jason Halbert. So what do you want to tell Julia, Jason?
Hey, Julia. As soon as we saw your organization, I think we were all just blown away. I mean, I remember a few years ago in junior high, all I wanted to do was play keyboard, and we couldn't afford,
A few years ago?
We couldn't afford.
Just a few.
Yeah, just a few years back. And we couldn't afford a keyboard. We couldn't afford any instruments. And I used to draw keyboards on my little Trapper Keeper, and I'd practice on that.
Trapper Keepers!
I did.
Yes! Shout out!
I swore as soon as if I could ever make a living playing music, I wanted to give away a keyboard, and I think this is the right time and the right organization. So I would love to donate this Yamaha Montage 6. It's my go-to keyboard, and literally, I'm gonna send this one on to you, and I've played this for 240 shows now on The Kelly Show. So I can't wait to see which one of your students gets it, and can't wait to see what they do.
Yeah! That's so amazing. You know what, I'm gonna say this. I think it's powerful when I didn't have money either, and I think it makes you want it so much when everything just isn't handed to you. You have to really work for it, and like you're like the most amazing pianist ever. And it's funny that's how you started out on your Trapper Keeper. I just want to say Trapper Keeper again. I just like a Trapper Keeper. All right, well let's move on to our guitarist Jocko. So what do you want to share, Jocko?
I'm gonna donate this guitar right here. I used it on the karaoke today, and it's a Epiphone SG in classic red, so it's really built to shred. I use a guitar like this on the road with Kelly, and then on the road with Miley Cyrus too. So I hope your students get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I know, that's right. My band is so talented, y'all. They play everybody, they're so talented. We also have Lester on the drums, so I believe you have something to say as well, right, Lester?
Yeah, I've been playing Pearl drums for a very long time, and all my friends know that this is kind of my go-to kind of setup, and touring all over the world, recording sessions, all that stuff. And Jessie has her percussion rig as well. It's also Pearl. I reached out to my friends there, and they are sending a brand new Pearl export drum set.
Yeah. my band's being? They've literally played with everyone cool. So like, well, you're being humble. But anyway, this is so cool of y'all to do this. So Kyle, we have Kyle on bass. What do you want to say?
Hey, so this is an Epiphone Jack Cassidy. It's one of my favorite instruments, and I play one constantly on this show. I've played it on the road with Kelly, sometimes with Katy Perry when we go out and do shows. It's not my personal. They wanted to donate a new one, and I'm actually really jealous because this colorway just dropped. So enjoy that, and maybe I'll have one someday.
And last but not least, y'all, Jessie, I have to tell you, Jessie Collins, y'all, one of the most fantastic, incredible vocalists. She arranges all my Billboard openings, like for that show. Like, she helps arrange everything, and she is incredible. And you have something you want to say, right, Jessie?
Yeah, hi. I don't really have any instruments to donate because I'm new to percussion. Lester set me up with this Pearl setup, which I really like, but it's definitely my first one. I do, however, have an instrument in my body and know a thing or two about the voice, so I would love to donate a voice lesson over Zoom with one of your students. If they want to hang out with me for a little bit, we can talk singing.
Which is actually pretty funny, because actually even like before our karaoke, I was like, I always look at Jessie. I always turn and I go, is that like cool what I did, or what should I do? And she always has ideas. Like, she's such a great teacher, so it's like the perfect thing for her to be doing too. But what do you think? Is that cool, them donating that stuff? Is that good? Is that helpful?
My jaw can't drop wide enough. This is so crazy. This is unbelievable. Oh my God.
Well, I bet, even getting the word out to other musicians that people know too, it just might be cool too. Like, they would love to donate, stuff to these kids that were them, probably when they were younger. So thank you guys so much. It was so sweet. I had no idea that was happening until this morning, and I love my band. They're so incredible. And you young ladies, y'all are unbelievable, and I love what you're doing. And tomorrow, just keep playing every instrument. Just keep playing them all. And we think that you're so amazing, and we love what you're doing. So we're also going to donate $5,000 to Save the Music on behalf of Quarantunes, because it's important. Want more fun stuff? I thought so. Check out these videos floating around my head. This one is really cool. I'm just saying. No pressure.